We're here at the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium. Kraken is playing a key role. You're a co-sponsor of this event this year, and you were as well last year. So I'm wondering, why was it important for Kraken to be a key participant in the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium?
Yeah, Talia, so Wyoming's been a big part of Kraken's growth story over the last several years. Several years ago, we launched an innovative state-chartered bank, our Wyoming Special Purpose Depository Institution, which leads our institutional custody product. And we've grown from there. We've set up multiple entities. So the latest move to move our headquarters here was just a natural part of that progression. And I think really speaks to Wyoming's leadership in the crypto space.
And you made that announcement saying that Kraken wanted to move its headquarters, to relocate its headquarters to Cheyenne. Why specifically Wyoming? What were some of the catalysts that made Kraken feel like Wyoming was the perfect place to establish its headquarters? I know that Wyoming has established several crypto laws, more than 50, I believe. Was that part of the equation? Absolutely.
Policy played a big role in that. Alignment, culture, and values played a big role with that. But also the leadership here in the state. Senator Lummis, who chairs the Senate Banking Digital Asset Subcommittee, has been an absolute leader in our space. She's been at the forefront of trying to bring regulatory clarity to the United States, but also has been a big supporter of all the initiatives Wyoming's doing at the state level to really lead the states in innovating and progressing good crypto policy.
And obviously crypto policy is a big area of focus here at the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium. We saw big regulatory advancements for crypto here in the US last month. During Crypto Week, the House passed 3 crypto-related bills. One of them, the Genius Act stablecoin regulation bill, became law. So what has changed for Kraken since there is now a federal framework for stablecoins, if anything at all?
Well, we were absolutely thrilled to see the passage of the stablecoin bill. But we're also focused on the bigger market structure legislation that's moving through. Chairman Scott of the Senate Banking Committee and his colleagues have published a discussion draft. So stablecoins is a very important part of the ecosystem, but regulation of centralized intermediaries like Kraken and other centralized exchanges, it's the most important piece of this puzzle for investor protection in the United States, creating a clear federal framework, and frankly allowing the US to keep pace with major G20 jurisdictions that have moved 2-3 years in advance to do the same thing.
Sticking with stablecoins, we just learned that Wyoming issued the first state-backed token called the Frontier Stable Token, and Kraken is playing a role in that in some regard. It's not available to the public yet, but it will be available on the Solana blockchain via Kraken and via crypto payment firm Rain, which is part of Avalanche. So can you talk to me about Kraken's reaction to this and role in this?
Well, look, Kraken seeks to offer the broadest range of tokens to our customers through our platform. Again, it's the safety and trust of our platform, I think gives comfort to the regulatory community and gives comfort to the customer base as well. So I think this is just another example of both innovation from Wyoming, right, to issue this stable token, but also Kraken's commitment to bring the broadest product offering to our customers. So we're very excited to support the initiative.
And sticking with regulation, now a main area of focus is the Clarity Act, which is focused on market structure for crypto. Essentially, it will lay out the rules of the road for crypto, and that moves on to the Senate now after passing the House. So what do you think happens there? Do you think the Clarity Act will pass in its current form? And if it does, what will change for Kraken?
Well, we were very supportive of progress with the Clarity Act, but equally focused on the Senate product now and the Senate process. And I think there's still some details to be ironed out between the two, but we've seen incredible cooperation across the committees, the Financial Services Committee and the Ag Committee, in the House to pass an overwhelmingly bipartisan vote. I think we had almost 78 Democrats in the House vote. So we're looking for that same momentum in the Senate. But I think we're here to underscore the urgency to get this done. Again, it's the U.S. has, because of the prior delays in policymaking, is just behind the rest of the world. So we're hopefully looking to support the Senate process, combine the two, and get a bill to the President's desk as soon as possible.
And it certainly will be very interesting to see what happens in that regard. Now, Kraken settled with the SEC back in 2023 related to its staking service, but then back in January reintroduced staking in the US. It's not available to all states just yet, but what prompted the move? What made Kraken think, okay, now is the time to reintroduce staking to US customers? And is there demand for this?
Well, I think we saw an absolute shift from regulation by enforcement to policymaking. And I have to give huge credit to Chairman Paul Atkins at the SEC, Commissioners Peirce and Ueda. They took the initiative. They're not waiting for legislation. They've issued a number of statements, guidance, and frankly signals to the market that it is okay to innovate. Let's follow the rules, let's do this the right way, but let's just do this through policy channels rather than through regulation by enforcement. So that environment has allowed us to be more comfortable to sort of move forward and reintroduce some of these products that were previously up for debate on whether they're a security or not, and I think we're going to continue to see more clarity that's going to allow us to innovate and grow and frankly offer greater choice to our customers in the United States.
What else has changed for Kraken under a more crypto-friendly administration?
I think the ability to invest and grow. I mean, the amount of management time and attention to deal with a regulation by enforcement environment really prevented us from innovating and investing and growing domestically, but also around the world. So, Kraken today, we're expanding our product set. We're moving from, being a core crypto exchange into traditional products, futures, equities, very exciting product launch with tokenized equities, payments. So we've really expanded our product offering, but we're also expanding our geographic footprint. I also lead our international market expansion team, and we're just looking to enter new markets that previously, we had been focused on the lawsuits here in the United States. We can now unlock and continue to invest and grow our business from the US across the world.
And expanding on that, in June, Kraken announced that it secured a license under the EU's MiCA regulation from the Central Bank of Ireland. So what does that signify? I'm assuming it just shows the continued expansion into other markets around the world.
Yeah, and Kraken's taken a regulatory forward posture, so we are licensed and regulated in many jurisdictions. I think the MiCA license sort of signals the fact that that process took 3 to 4 years in the EU. Europe is one of our larger markets globally, but that allows us to offer on a pan-EU 27 member state basis our products and services. So we're very excited to have moved through that process, secured the license, and again, it just allows us to continue to invest and grow and offer more products in the European landscape.
Absolutely, and now Kraken is actually a private company, but there are a lot of rumors that Kraken could potentially go public in the near future, especially as we're seeing this wave of companies and their IPOs, crypto-related companies, I should say, going public, especially after Circle's blockbuster IPO. So where does all of that stand right now? Is there a chance that we could see Kraken going public in the near future?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been public about our ambitions for the next stage of capitalization. But really, from a leadership perspective, top down, our CEO, Arjun Sethi, our co-CEO, David Ripley, we're just focused on building products, innovating, and bringing customers what they want, and being able to accelerate and do that. And again, the more favorable policy environment has allowed us to do that. We're very, very engaged with both the SEC and the CFTC here in the US. Some of these things aren't going to happen overnight, so that engagement, that dialogue, that constructive dialogue with the regulators is essential to allowing us to continue to grow. We look forward to doing that.